Mellow Ballpark, Game 2 of the Be the Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips and Wide, and Dave Nielsen, former Australian baseball superstar, Major League All-Star as well. And what a game we had last night, David, and tonight, here we go with Brian Baker on the mound.
Yeah, it took a long time last night, but Brian Baker is a big guy. He's had 2 starts, 1-0, ERA of 1.669 over 16 innings, 11 hits, strikeouts 14, and 4 walks.
And he, of course, he took over for Mike Ekstrom. Here's Baker's, what can you look at his arsenal tonight?
Yeah, he throws right over the top. He has a heavy fastball, so when the hitters make contact, it actually feels like a shot put. And he's got some big shoes to fill because he's replacing Mike Ekstrom, who's had probably the best run of the history of the league as far as the pitcher goes.
5-1 he was, Ekstrom, 0.72 ERA and 57 strikeouts, so that is certainly big shoes to fill, that's for sure. Well, here we go tonight with Game 2 after that remarkable 14-inning game last night. And John Birdie steps in. Birdie was 1 for 6 in last night's game. He hits that one into center field. Corey Adamson comes in. He, of course, scored the winning run last night. Makes the first out, 1 down.
Yeah, that's a pitcher's dream there. 1 pitch, 1 out. And for the Perth Heat to come out and have a really good start, that puts them in good position. They'll be feeling good about that.
Swing at the first pitch. Interesting decision, David.
Yeah, I think it is. I think he come out, again, a long night last night, and he just wanted to come out and try to be aggressive, set the tone. It didn't work, which puts the team in a bit of a hole, but, you know, maybe that's going to be the tone for Canberra tonight. Just stay aggressive.
Here's Ben Warner. He had a dreadful night last night. 0 for 7, 3 strikeouts, so he'll certainly be looking to make some amends tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough night for him, but it was a tough night for most hitters last night with the level of pitching that we saw throughout the night.
Of course, great pitchers duel last night. Not only the starters, but also the relievers. Here's a pop-up down the first base line. Good effort by Matt Kennelly. He's playing first tonight. He was a catcher last night. Good effort by him.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he switched over to Alan D. Sam Miguel, who's behind the plate tonight. He was at first last night, and you know, that'll get Matt straight back into the game. You know, he'll feel at home now after running near the fence and meeting the fans out there.
ABL players go the distance in trying to meet with the community and the fans. 2 strikes here on Warner. Good hard pitch inside.
And as we mentioned last night a few times, the O pitch, we really got to, you know, be smart with that pitch, set up the next pitch here. So be looking for that over-the-top fastball or breaking ball.
Warner stays alive on that one. Baker, an American, and was in the Tampa Bay and Milwaukee farm system, 2005, 2012. First year with the Heat, and he's sort of signed his insurance, if you will, as we mentioned, for Ekstrom. Good guy to have around, that's for sure. Here's a pitch. That's outside, 2-2.
Yeah, you can see his ball, you know, from a hitter's point of view, it has that late movement. It's real heavy. And as I mentioned earlier, it feels like hitting a shot put when if you don't hit it perfectly, you know, it's going to rattle through your hands and all through your bones.
There's a well-hit ball down the right field line, also drifting foul. So 2-2. Ben Warner, that's one of the bad things about a long game, David, is you get a lot of at-bats. 0 for 7 doesn't do a heck of a lot for your average.
Yeah, no, you just have to try to put it behind you tonight and, you know, have that short memory that all good athletes need.
There's a 2-2 delivery from Baker. Just a little high, I think maybe inside as well. So full count, good patience and hitting shown by Ben Warner, the young 25-year-old Australian. Payoff pitch coming up. Ground ball right back. The Baker makes the play, 2 down. Easy play there for Brian Baker. Brings up Casey Frawley now. 1 for 6 last night. He had a walk.
You see there, fastball down the middle. We talk about heavy fastball, and you know, not a real good swing for 3-2 in your first at bat, and just an easy comebacker. And Baker does a good job. Flips it over to Kennelly, and 2 out.
So here's Frawley, the shortstop, made some sparkling plays in the field last night. Strike 1.
His ball even makes a different sound when it hits the glove. You know, as a former catcher, I know the different feel of heavy balls and light balls, and the sound it makes is different.
That one was a little bit high. 1-1 here, top of the first inning. Canberra, of course, the visiting team, they bat first. That's hit well into the outfield. Adamson again, second put out of the night. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Brian Baker here in the top of the first. So we will head to the bottom of the inning with the score. Perth, nothing, Canberra, nothing. Welcome back to Barbagallo Ballpark. You might hear Bruce Springsteen in the background. He's not here at the ballpark. He's playing up the road, actually, in Perth. Big weekend here. Ethan Cole gets the ball tonight for Canberra. 5-5 record on the regular season. 3.80 ERA. 40 strikeouts and 22 walks. Big night for him tonight.
Yeah, Ethan, he's a control artist. He throws a lot of breaking balls, change-up sliders, and he needs to get ahead with them pitches to be effective and then show the fastball up in the zone, out of the zone. He needs to keep the ball down, otherwise it could be a short night for him.
Heading to the bottom of the first inning, Be the Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips. Here comes the first Perth batter. There's Corey Adamson. Scored the game-winning run last night. Interestingly, he was 0 for 5 last night, had 2 strikeouts, but he had 2 walks and scored that all-important winning run.
Yeah, and as I mentioned last night, them 2 walks that he had were vital. They were great at-bats, fouled off pitches. And, you know, to score the run in the 14th inning was pretty exciting. I want to see what sort of approach he has leading off the game here.
Cole's first pitch is low. Imperative, really, that Canberra gets off to a good start here tonight after losing that heartbreaker last night. Adamson pounces on that one, and it's a base hit into right field. Great start for the Perth Heat.
Yeah, good swing by Corey right there, ground ball through the hole. But, you know, the thing that jumps out so far is just the difference in velocity between the 2 pitches. As I said, Ethan Cole's a control guy who needs to get that breaking ball over. He didn't, goes with the fastball, gives up the base hit. But even just to the side, just from up here, you can see it's such a big difference between the velocity.
Here's last night's other hero, Joey Wong, of course, drove in the game-winning run in the bottom of the 14th. He was 2 for 7 last night. Double, 1 RBI, of course, the game winner. Also had 2 strikeouts last night.
Yeah, I'd be looking for Steve Fish to be aggressive here, maybe a bit of hit and run, maybe just bunt him, get him in the scoring position, get that momentum, you know, put Canberra on the defense early on, apply the pressure, maybe get an early lead. They just cruised the whole night through.
Quick pickoff attempt there by Cole. Cole also an American in the St. Louis Cardinals system for a while. Adamson with the lead. Wong looks at a good pitch. Strike 1. Game 2, best of 3. So if Perth win tonight, they are the ABL champions for 2014. Lays down a bunt. It's a good one. Nice play to get him at first, but the sacrifice works and pushes Adamson over to second.
Yeah, like I talked about, you know, that's somewhere between a running bunt and a sacrifice bunt. He tried to get a base hit, but his main priority was to get the runner at second base. And as we talked about, after that big finish last night, Canberra find himself on the defense already in the first inning.
It's a nice play by Ethan Cole to get over and scoop that up and make a good throw to first to get him.
Yeah, it was a good baseball all around.
Tim Kennelly now, designated hitter, one of 3 Kennelly brothers in the starting lineup again tonight. Tim, 27-year-old, made it to AAA for the Phillies.
Ball 1.
Good high fastball there, but it's a ball.
You know, as you mentioned, Tim's one of 3 brothers on this club, and he's the oldest one, so he kind of sets the tone in the whole clubhouse. He sets the tone in the dugout, and he's really one of the leaders of the whole franchise here in Perth.
Ball 2.
Canelli looks at the ball.
Yeah, there's that curveball we spoke about. He fell behind with the fastball, but he has enough confidence to try to throw it. But, so far, even though it's early in the game, he's not getting it over, which, may lead to a bit of trouble.
2 balls, no strikes on Tim Canelli. He's the designated hitter. That one got away from him. Play down at third. He's safe. Adamson makes it into third.
Again, 2-0 pitch. He tries to throw a curveball, has trouble with it. Jack Murphy makes a great throw right on the money, but Corey got a great job, got into third base.
There's Steve Fish, the manager, having a word with Adamson. Spoke with Fish before the game. He was very relaxed, as he would be if he came off a 14-inning win. Here's the throw. That is a very good throw by Murphy. Back to live action now. I'm going to get a walk. So early trouble for Ethan Cole. Not what Michael Collins, the manager of Canberra, wants to see.
No, again, that was one of them intentional walks. Had the base open 3-0. Didn't want to just give him something easy to hit. He'd prefer to go after Tripp, even though he's probably the better hitter in the whole club. Still sets up a double play, and he'll be trying to get the breaking ball or that change-up down in the zone that we've talked about and get the double play, finish the inning without giving up a run.
Brandon Tripp was 2 for 5 last night. Scored 2 runs. 1 strikeout. Was hit by a pitch. 5 players hit by a pitch last night. Has to be an ABL record. Tripp steps in, strike, good pitch. So runners at the corners, first and third, 1 out. Perth trying to get an early lead here in what could be the clincher. Well hit ball, base hit, going to score a run. Tripp brings in Adamson, who scored the last run of the game last night. He scores the first run of the game tonight. It's 1-0 Perth.
Yeah, fell behind with a fastball. He had to come in with another fastball, and Tripp was ready for it, hit the ball through the hole. Perth are looking to jump out here and maybe throw some big numbers on the board early in the game. And in the scouting report with Ethan Cole, as we mentioned, he needs to get ahead early with the breaking ball and the off-speed stuff. And so far early in the game, he hasn't had it, had to throw some fastballs. And when you do that with this Perth Heat team, they're going to make you pay.
Here's Luke Hughes now as a guy who needs a hit. He was 1 for 6 last night with 3 strikeouts, but again, seemed pretty relaxed. He was up here doing a radio interview prior to the game and was...
Yeah, we had a good talk before the game around the batting cage. And he is very relaxed. We were talking a little bit about hitting, and he says he's very close. So, hopefully he can break out tonight for his own sake, but I'm sure Ethan Cole isn't thinking that way.
Tough strike there on Hughes. Hughes also, I heard him say that the drug testers were in late last night, so after that long game, they actually had to stick around a little longer. Fooled on that one. Strike 2. So Hughes quickly in the hole. Sorry, David.
Yeah, back-to-back breaking balls, 2 good pitches, and again, that's what he needs to do to be successful. There's no secret about that. I'm sure Luke Hughes isn't happy he's the one he's having success with, but he's going to have to pitch that way to stay in the game.
Here's that important 0-2 pitch. Cole steps off, checks back to see if there's any action there, but there isn't. Here's the 0-2 pitch again from Cole to Hughes. That's outside. You can see Murphy setting up way outside.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pitch. And as I said last night, Jack Murphy does a great job of making every pitch look like a strike. So the fans are going to think every pitch is a strike. The Canberra players in the dugout, they're all going to think every pitch is a strike. But he's moving around so much, and he does a good job making it look that way.
Cole again steps off.
See, a lot of times when you see that move there comes from the catcher, and when he gives it, he's set up on the inside half, so a lot of times that tells me he's going to go away with the pitch.
Here's the pitch. Outside, Murphy blocks it, runners stay. Perth already on the board with 1 run. Took 6 innings last night, of course. Perth's first at-bat, they're on the board.
Yeah, look at the replay. This is a big play by Jack Murphy, that keeping the runners at first and second. If they get the third with Luke Hughes hitting it, all it takes is a ground ball, and we got a 2-0 ball game.
2-2 pitch. Ethan Cole in an early jam. That's hit well. Foul. Just fouled on the third base.
Please, Matt.
Yeah, like I said, Luke and I talked before the game, and he's just looking for a break to go his way. You know, he's in good spirits. He's staying confident, and, you know, it just takes one good swing on one pitch to come out of it and really break out of that little mini slump he's in.
So count remains 2-2. Former Major Leaguer Luke Hughes. There's a pitch. Struck him out. Hughes' woes continue. First strikeout for Ethan Cole.
Fastball got away with him up in the zone. He got away with it, and after seeing all them pitches down in the zone, Luke just couldn't catch up.
Brings up Matt Kennelly. He's on first tonight. He played catcher last night. He was 2 for 5 last night with a double and an RBI.
Swung the bat really, really well last night. Hit a ball to right center that was run down. Hit a ball to left center that landed in, and both of them on a normal night. Actually, tonight the wind isn't blowing too strong.
It's got under that one. Aaron Sloan over in foul territory makes the play for the final out, but the Perth Heat do get a run, and after 1 inning, it's Perth 1, Canberra nothing. Welcome back to Barbagallo Ballpark. Here's Luke Hughes, who hit .269 during the regular season, but really struggling here in this series. 1 for 6 last night. Dave Nilsson, 3 strikeouts, and he struck out in his first at-bat tonight.
Yeah, I think also Shark can smell blood too, so the pitchers know that Luke's not right there, and that gives them that little bit of extra confidence to relax and throw the ball a little bit better.
Here are the shots from the ballpark here in Perth. Beautiful night again. A little bit of wind, but beautiful day today, but it certainly does cool down tonight. There's great pictures here, and there's a really nice little ballpark. David, have you played this one, or are you playing the old one?
No, I played in the old one. Yeah. I managed here a few years back, but as I was saying, when Matt Kennelly was hitting it, 2 balls last night that didn't have a chance, but early in the game here tonight, the wind hasn't picked up. It's a little bit out there, but I imagine again as it gets darker and the ball's not going to carry anywhere, so anyone that wants to hit a home run, it's probably going to happen early in the game.
This is a great place. Really, you really can tell that sort of family atmosphere here. Everyone here just having a good time. People having picnics down the left field line. It's a wonderful baseball community, wonderful sports community, really, Perth. So Jeremy Barnes now steps in. He was 0 for 5 last night with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Very good hitter during the regular season, .326. And he'll face Brian Baker, hard-throwing right-hander. That's popped up, might be playable. Just drifts out of play. D. San Miguel and Matt Kennelly chasing it.
Yeah, Jeremy Barnes swinging at that first pitch again to lead off the inning. It's, you know, even though it's the second inning, it seems pretty obvious to me that the Canberra Cavalry approach is to come out. They think Baker's going to be throwing a lot of strikes. They don't want to let him go, and they want to be aggressive swinging the bat.
So a little different from last night, where everyone was dazzled by the pitching. That one is playable, I think. There you go. Kennelly makes the easy out. 1 down. So 4 in a row retired by Brian Baker as Jack Murphy comes in. He had a great night last night, David. 2 for 4, a double, 3 walks, and scored 2 runs. Good ball player.
Yeah, he's having a great series, and again, a lot of the things that are impressing me are what he's doing behind the dish. But he's also swung the bat really well.
There he is, Murph, with that patented mustache. Pitch, fastball down the gut, strike 1.
Yeah, I talked earlier about a heavy fastball. Well, for right-hand hitters, that comes in on their hands, and they really need to focus on getting the barrel of the head out. For left-hand hitters, it's a little bit easier to get the barrel out. So what you'll see, a lot of right-handers so far for Canberra have been jammed, and that's going to really make them aware and try to get the barrel out, which makes them susceptible now to a breaking ball.
The 1-1 pitch to Murphy. That was high and inside. Murphy had to move.
Yeah, I think that's a purpose pitch. It's a good pitch. You know, Baker's strong part of the zone is away to lefties, as I talked about, into right-hand hitters. And when you get ahead, sometimes you just got to move the feet or make the left-hand hitters aware that you can come in there.
Murphy looks at a fastball for a strike, 2-2.
Yeah, with that late movement, it's tough for the hitters. You know, they're trying to lock in on what they're seeing and combine that with coming straight over the top. You know, it's tough to pick up the ball for these guys.
That one's in the dirt, so we're going to a full count, 3-2. Murphy, again, 3 walks last night, and it's a good patient hitter with a good eye. Of course, was MVP of the Asia Series. And he's earned another walk. So Canberra has its first base runner, Jack Murphy, and Mike Krause, the center fielder, steps in. He was 2 for 7 last night, struck out twice, did score a run.
Yeah, Baker needs to lock back in here. He got out of sync there a little bit with Murphy. He just needs to focus on throwing the ball down in the zone, middle into the right-hand hitter. Let Krause hit a ball out to the third baseman, shortstop, turn, double play, and get out of here.
So Baker, for the first time tonight, has to deal with a base runner. Murphy, not really a threat to steal. There's a strike. Baker, as we mentioned, replaced Mike Ekstrom, who was tremendous. Apparently Ekstrom made a call, said, you know, I'm going to leave, but got a former teammate who might fit the bill, and that's how Baker ended up over here. That's a good pitch.
Well, it also shows that Ekstrom is really feeling like he's part of the Perth heat. He didn't want to just abandon him and leave him with the hole. So not only did he secure a job in Asia, which is good for him, but he found a replacement to take his spot in the rotation.
Here's Baker's pitch, swing and a miss by Krause. Didn't look good on that one, David.
And again, that's what I talked about. They got to be wary of that sinker in, so they got to get their head out, allows them to throw a breaking ball. And Graham Lloyd yesterday said to me, this guy has a great changeup. Everyone talks about the heavy fastball, but he said keep an eye on his changeup, and that's what that was right there.
That's hit well, but not far enough into left field. It's going to be easy play there for Brandon Tripp. Makes the second out. Sounded good off the bat, but I was wrong. It wasn't hit as well as it seemed. It's an easy out for Brandon Tripp.
We're at that time of the night where the sun's going down. It's a very tough time for outfielders to see the ball. And I don't know whether it showed on vision, but as that ball was hit, Joey Wong from shortstop sprinted out there, not thinking Tripp could even see the ball, just in case he was in position all the way from shortstop to try to catch that ball.
2 outs, and here comes Michael Wells, the designated hitter. 2 for 5 last night. Struck out twice. Was also hit by a pitch. Part of that club. First pitch is high. Wells, as we mentioned last night, turned 41 a couple of years ago. Great servant of the ABL. Played in the old ABL as well.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat really well this season. Again, he's a game time player.
That's hit well. But again, it's going to be an out as George Barber makes the play. Canberra does get a base runner, but they don't get a run. It remains 1-0 Perth. Perth. Tickets to the 2014 MLB opening series, of course. That's going to be very, very exciting. Dodgers and Diamondbacks at the Sydney Cricket Ground. There's the address there. Tickets still available. 22nd, 23rd of March. Head to MLBSydney2014.com for more information. Should be great.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a real buzz. It's a real buzz going around the stadium right now, just talking about, you know, this series, but also what's happening next month in Sydney. Everyone can't wait for the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks to get in town.
This game's will be live on ESPN, which is fantastic for the game here in Australia. That is going to be very exciting. The Dodgers, really one of the iconic franchises in world sport, Dave. I mean, you know, they've had their ups and downs, but it is a big-time franchise, and great to see them over here. Alan D. San Miguel is the hitter for Perth. The Heat lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. D. San 1 for 4 last night with 2 walks. Very crafty hitter.
Yeah, you can see he has 3 home runs during the season. One thing about Alan, he, as I said, he swings the bat just good enough to hit them home runs when you're not expecting. He's a dangerous hitter. As a manager, when I managed against him, he wasn't a guy that I wanted to come up to play with the game on the line, because he really turned up the concentration level with guys on base.
That's Ethan Cole, who's a little bit of a jam in the first inning, but got away relatively unscathed with just 1 run crossing the plate. That's hit well to third, scooped up very cleanly by Jeremy Barnes. 1 out.
Yeah, it looked like a big break ball right there. It was. D. San Miguel out in front just a little bit. Sloan made a nice play, stayed with it, made a good throw.
So Sam Kennelly steps in. The 18-year-old was 1 for 5 last night. 3 strikeouts, 1 RBI, and he too was hit by a pitch. Who wasn't hit by a pitch last night, Dave?
A few people got their number last night, so you know, it could have been the wind. Maybe the balls were a little bit slick with the wind drying the, you know, the hands out of the pitches. Sometimes that happens a little bit.
Important for Cole, I would think, to have a pretty clean inning here, at least, you know, get back on track a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be the hope, obviously, to try to turn that momentum around and get Canberra back in the box, trying to tie the game up.
Fouled away. Sam Kennelly made a couple of good plays last night. With a surname like that, you know he's going to be a decent player. They've been a very big part, as Dave Nielsen said earlier, of this Perth organization.
Yeah, and again, speaking to him during batting practice before the game, you know, I don't know whether he was nervous or whether it's just that youthful excitement, but, you know, he knows that this is a process of learning he's going through right now. He's happy to be out here. Obviously, he wants to have success, but he knows what he's learning here is going to be so valuable moving forward in his career.
Grounds that one just fouled on the third base line, so stays alive. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. This, of course, is Game 2 of the Be The Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips. Game 1 last night, won in 14 innings by Perth, 4-3. The game that we weren't sure was ever going to end, Dave.
No, it appeared that way at one stage, didn't it? So, you know, back to Sam Kennelly, you know, we talk about the Kennelly brothers here, and with Sam being the youngest, there's obviously a comfort factor for him being the youngest to have the older brothers around. I know personally for myself, when I come up as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old playing for Queensland in the old Collection Shield, I had 2 brothers on the team just like him. And to a large degree, I was just playing with my brothers and their friends. So I'm sure Sam has a bit of that going for him with Perth Heat team.
Let's look at the Perth dugout. They don't look too tired, considering the game ended at 11 o'clock last night, local time. Hit to short. Frawley. Nice play. Did it last night. He started again tonight.
Yeah, again, both these teams pretty strong up the middle. Kennelly hits the ball off the end of the bat, and Frawley does a great job getting over there and makes it a good, accurate throw.
See the Westpac replay there, giving us a great shot of that play by Frawley. Here's George Barber. 1 for 6 last night. Fouls that one away. Does seem like a more free swinging game tonight, Dave, doesn't it? To me, so far.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't know whether, you know, just after the long game of not scoring runs and not getting hits, that as a whole the hitters are just coming out maybe a little bit tired. Maybe that's relaxing a little bit. or it could just be as simple as they're comfortable with who's pitching and that's their game plan.
Barber was voted into the final spot of the World All-Star team this year by the fans, so could have a little fan power behind him. 2 quick strikes here.
Ball 1.
Just missed on the outside corner. As Dave Nielsen pointed out, Murphy behind the plate, definitely worth watching. Watch the way he sets up, where he sets up, where he calls for the pitch, something just to keep an eye on.
Ball 2.
Yeah, that's a perfect example right there. That is a ball. There's no doubt about that, but he does such a good job of making it look like a strike. And the way he does it is he doesn't move his body much. A lot of young catchers are taught to move your body, try to catch a ball in front of you. It's actually the opposite. You try to be as still as you can and give the appearance that you haven't moved.
Barber's going to get on with a hit that Frawley can't make the play deep in the hole. So George Barber, 2-out single for the Perth Heat.
Yeah, another breaking ball, and Barber just, as you said, hits it through the hole, uses his speed. Base hit. I would think definitely with 2 out here, Barber has to be running. Has to try to get in scoring position. So if Adamson gets a hit, it turns into a run. And again, if he gets thrown out with 2 out, you're back to the top of the lineup next inning anyway. So there's really nothing to lose. Probably see him going one of the first 2 pitches.
Good stuff from our camera folks there on that Westpac replay as Corey Adamson steps in. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Adamson, of course, started the game with a single and came around to score. Scored the big run last night. Game-winning run in the 14th. 2 outs, bottom of the second. Heat lead it 1-0. There's Barber.
Ball 1.
Yeah, Cole held the ball for a long time then and really had Barber flinching over there. He wanted to steal. He just held it that long where he couldn't get a good jump. So good pitching right there.
Look at Barber.
That's part of the game that you don't really see or hear about is the pitcher's ability to hold runners on. They know he's trying to steal, and that's why they're picking off, holding the ball, doing different moves.
Goes back again, keep Barber close.
And again, that's why he's paying a lot of attention. Quick move, slow move. Pitchers do what's called a slide step, where they don't pick their front leg up much and they throw the ball to home plate. It reduces the time for the ball to get there, which gives the catcher a better chance.
There he goes. And there's a hit. The second baseman, Birdie, scoops and fires. So Canberra gets out of the inning, even though Perth get a runner on. So we're through 2. Perth still lead it 1-0. Good crowd tonight at the Barbagallo Ballpark in Perth as the Perth Heat look to win the ABL title. The ABL would like to thank ConocoPhillips for their ongoing support of the Australian Baseball League. For more information, visit www.conocophillips.com.au. Ed White and David Nielsen here with you. Game 2, of course, be the Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips. And we've had a pretty entertaining game so far. Not a lot of hits, but 1 run for Perth. They lead at 1-0. Of course, were this scoreline to hold up, they would win the ABL title. More shots of the crowd here, David. It is a really nice crowd again tonight, as you would expect, because it was a great game last night, and Perth can wrap it up tonight.
Yeah, it is a great crowd out here tonight. But look, the thing I'm going to focus on is Brian Baker for the next inning. Even though he's thrown 2 scoreless, I'm not real convinced that last inning was a good inning for him. I think Canberra let him off pretty easy with some of the balls they swung at. And what I'm looking is some of his misses are not good misses. He's missing by a long way from where D. Sam Miguel has the target. So let's just keep an eye on that as we track through this inning and maybe the next inning.
Well, we'll see how he does tonight against Jason Sloan, who had a tremendous night last night. 4 for 5 with 1 RBI, and he too part of the hit by pitch club.
Ball 1.
First pitch is high.
Yeah, again, you can hear that different noise of the ball hitting the glove, again, like catching a shot put.
Tribune!
You sure there's not something in that glove that's giving it that extra pop? It really does sound loud, David. It's interesting.
Yeah, no, it does. Has that late life to it, what they call late life, where the ball just, just takes off right at the last part of as it goes through the hitting zone.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Misses outside. 2-1 is the count on Jason Sloan, 25-year-old Australian. Baker delivers.
Ball 3.
High, 3-1.
Yeah, this is the pitch I'm looking for right here. Again, he's had a few misses like I talked about. That's nothing out of the ordinary, but 3-1, he needs to throw the ball right down the middle, let him hit the ground ball, shortstop or third base.
There's a 3-1 pitch in the dirt, and Sloan trots down to first base. Second walk of the night for Baker.
Yeah, as I identified, I'm sure Graham Lloyd in the dugout will be keeping a close eye on this. I just wasn't convinced last inning he threw the ball good, and to have a 3-1 pitch leading off the inning to bounce a fastball to the catcher, that lets me know that he's just a little bit off. Maybe D. Sam Miguel needs to go out there and try to find some key to try to get him blocked in, but keep an eye on it.
Here comes Aaron Sloan now. 0 for 3 last night.
Ball 1.
A couple of RBIs. Takes a ball. A big inning for Brian Baker and big inning for Canberra. Don't want to get too comfortable here with Baker. I want to make it uncomfortable for him.
And this is where Canberra need to be smart. If they're seeing this, they need to make him throw strikes.
Here's Wong. Hughes. Double play. Your classic 6-4-3 double play, 2 down.
Yeah, see again, I'm not real convinced there. That to me looks like a high fastball up in the zone. Instead of being 2-0 where they're going first none out, as again it's a high fastball. He needs to take that pitch, because these are the sort of things that are a difference between a championship team and a team that just misses. The guys in the dugout need to be paying closer attention to the way he's throwing the ball and to have better communication amongst the hitters, because he shouldn't have been swinging to that pitch.
So John Birdie steps in. He led off, swung at the first pitch, and flew out to Adamson to open the game. And they're again swinging at the first pitch, and Hughes will gobble it up. Fire to first, inning over. So we'll head to the bottom of the third. It's still 1-0.
Down here in the Perth dugout with the manager Steve Fisher. Took 20-odd bats last night to get your first run. Your first at-bat scored tonight. Must have brought the blood pressure down just a tad.
No, it's great. Corey got on base and we moved him over and then we drove him in. So it's classic baseball.
And a nice little move to get the sacrifice bunt from Joey Wong to get him in the scoring position.
Absolutely. We put a good runner in scoring position. Corey steals third and we score on a basic.
And in that last inning there, Brian just under a little pressure, a couple of wild pitches, but then managed to close it out with a double play.
Well, he's a ground ball pitcher. He can get a ground ball at any time with his stuff. So even though he walks a guy here and there, we have no doubt he's going to go out and give us a pitch to get the double play ball on.
I just sense there's a little bit of spring in the step that you guys have almost got a hand on things.
We're ready to go. We're ready to win another championship. There's no doubt.
Okay, good on you, Steve. Let's take it back upstairs to Ed and Dave Nielsen.
Steve Fish, quietly confident. He's a very relaxed guy. I tell you what, he just seems very calm down there.
Well, you think if you'd won 5 out of the last 7 championships, you'd feel that way. He's got a lot of good cattle in that dugout there. He's got a lot of good hitters he can throw out there. So sometimes as a manager, you just need to step back and get out of the way and let the guys do their thing. And I'm not saying he's not a good manager, but he's got a pretty good group there, and he leads them in the right direction.
Here's Wong, of course, with a good hit in the left center field. Joey Wong continues his great season. Drove in the winning run last night. He's on base with a single here to start the third inning.
Yeah, another hanging breaking ball. Cole's really in between right now with what he's throwing good. I think it's the third ball that Perth hit really good off of a breaking ball. So Fish has a decision here. He's got his number 3 hitter, which is traditionally one of your better hitters, and he's got the old Canelli batting. Whether he wants to keep the pressure on, maybe again try to bunt him over to second to get trip up the plate, or just go for the bigger inning. Wong may even try to steal a base.
keep an eye on that. Kennelly takes a strike. Good pitch from Ethan Cole. Perth Heat, 1-0 lead, bottom of the third. Looking to close out this ABL Championship Series tonight. There's Cole over to keep Joey Wong close at first.
Yeah, again, Cole's trying to pay attention to the runners. He knows they got good speed, and he knows they're going to try to keep their foot to the pedal here.
There's a strike. Murphy thought about throwing down to first, didn't. There is a big hole, of course, between first and second because Sloan has to hold Wong onto the base. So Kennelly might be looking to push something into right field. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled back. Count will remain the same.
Again, another good high fastball, 0-2. Kennelly had a pretty good swing at it, so maybe got to wait. Probably needs to make a little bit better pitch. It was a good pitch, but maybe needs to go up a little bit higher this pitch and then go back to the breaking ball after that.
Here's Cole. Wong got a good jump, and Frawley couldn't get it out of the glove. And he's not happy with himself, as you can imagine, because that means 2 men on, no outs. Let's have a look on the Westpac replay, David.
Yeah, what happened there was off the bat, Frawley misread it. Kennelly hit it off the end of the bat, and when you do that with these wooden bats, they come off hard, but then they slow down, and that's what happened. The ball was just, it didn't get to him as quick as he wanted to. He kind of got him in that half volley, just didn't get it, and had no play.
Very uncharacteristic of Casey Frawley, who made a couple of big-time plays last night. Here comes the danger man. Brandon Tripp singled his first time up. Tremendous hitter.
Yeah, good breaking ball to start him off right there. That's what he needs to do more of.
So the Heat have something going here. There's the little fumble by Casey Frawley that put Kennelly on first, and that's where he remains with Joey Wong over at second and Brandon Tripp at the plate.
Ball 1.
Takes a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier in the night the wind's not really blowing. With Tripp's power, if he hits the ball like he did last night, that ball hit the center field, it'll be well gone. He led the team with 10 home runs this year, and again, he'll be up there swinging it very aggressively one of these next 2 pitches.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Yeah, we were out here early and the wind was actually blowing pretty hard, but it has dropped off completely at the moment. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Tripp. Brown sensing this could be a big inning.
Well, I think Ethan Cole's done a real good job here with Tripp. He's had him chase a breaking ball in the dirt. He's wasted a fastball just inside off the plate. I think he can go to either one of them 2 right now and induce a ground ball here.
Here we go.
Ball 2.
Just misses 2-2. Tripp second in the ABL in batting the regular season, 333, as Dave mentioned, 10 home runs, 41 RBIs, which was best in the league. Hit that down the third base line. It's going to be out of play. Souvenir for fans in that picnic area down there.
Yeah, this is a big hitter for Ethan Cole. He knows that Tripp is the guy that can do the most damage for the Perth Heat. Of all the guys with the bat in their hand, left-hand hitter. And left-hand hitters, it's a lot easier to face a right-hand pitcher with a breaking ball. So this is a real big out for Ethan Cole.
And Luke Hughes, of course, in a little bit of a slump on deck. So you're right, big hitter, Tripp. Here's a pitch. That got away from him. So now we're 3-2, full count here, no outs.
3-2, a lot of times you'll be running on the pitch, but I don't think so here. Strikeout pitcher like Cole, there's really no need to, unless you really want to just be super aggressive, but I don't think that'll be the case.
Payoff pitch. Here it is.
Yep, there they go.
They are running. Struck him out. Chance for a double play. Murphy makes a great throw.
Yeah, that really surprises me. I mean, again, Tripp is he's a very powerful, very aggressive hitter, which means he swings the bat hard, which with that comes strikeouts. And even though Joey Wong runs really well, Jack Murphy throws the ball good. You got a left-hand hitter, which means the catcher has an easier throw. He doesn't have to throw around the right-hand hitter. It just doesn't make sense to me this early in the game.
With no outs. And suddenly you've got 2 outs and a man on second. And brings up Hughes, who we've documented his struggles with the bat of late. He rifles that one down the third baseline foul.
Yeah, I think I understand what Steve Fish is doing. You know, we talk about the good talent he has, and as a manager, you want to lead him. So, you know, he wants to show all the confidence in the world in his players, and that's probably what he was trying to do there. You know, he got burnt a little bit, but I understand what he was doing.
Maybe trying to overthink it a little bit, you know? Let the players do the hitting, really. Here's a pitch inside to Hughes. Hughes in a little bit of a slump. If you're in one, Dave, it's obviously more mental, isn't it? Or go back and break down your swing again?
You try not to overthink it. You know, sometimes you get paralysis from analysis by looking at every little thing. You know, you just want to go one pitch at a time, and again, just take one good swing after another, and you know, things will start coming back your way.
That's popped up to right field. In comes Ben Warner. He'll make it in Canberra. In a bit of trouble, it seemed, but they get out of it with a double play. And Luke Hughes continuing to struggle. So he head to the fourth, 1-0 Perth. Welcome back to the Be The Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips. There's Steve Fish. Interesting decision to have Joey Wong run that last inning. Ended up catching him, getting him called out, and then Canberra getting out of the inning there. Big break for the Canberra Cavalry, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. But, you know, that Perth Heat still have the lead. They'll just turn the page and move on. But, you know, one thing that's really interesting, after last night's game where all of the pitchers were used, both starting pitchers, a lot of the bullpens, you know, both staffs are pretty short with pitching. And, you know, a couple things have happened. After 3 innings, Brian Baker has 35 pitches, and Ethan Cole, he's in the mid-50s. You know, so a combination here is Canberra have come out swinging and everything, which has kept Baker's pitch count down. And Cole's just had a little bit of trouble, just throwing a little bit too many balls. And, you know, we get to that 5th, 6th inning, it's going to leave Canberra a little bit short.
Well, the good news is that it's only 1-0 here. Canberra can claw back in it as Ben Warner steps in. He struggling as well. He's now 0 for 8 in the series. 0 for 7 last night, of course, in that long game. And grounded out his first time up, right back to Baker. A good pitch, strike one.
Has a little bit of a feel of last night's game, doesn't it? Where
don't say that.
Where Canberra, where Canberra just, you know, were sort of just cruising through them first couple of innings, and Perth were just fumbling their way, you know, trying to get in the swing of things. And it's similar here. As Perth have got that quick run, and Canberra just trying to get their way into the game, and then Perth just can't get that big blow in the follow-up and get them extra runs.
Here's Jack Murphy, famous mustache looking on as Warner. In the hole, swinging and a miss, he goes down, and he continues to really struggle at the plate. 1 away.
Yeah, that's a brilliant pitch for someone with such a heavy sinker, as they call it, which is in the bottom of the zone. Sam McGuell gets ahead, calls a high fastball, as you can see, and gets him to swing through it.
So 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning, and Casey Frawley steps in. His error didn't really result in anything, fortunately, thanks to that double play.
Ball 1.
That misses outside. Frawley, member of the World All-Star team, the ABL All-Star game this year. Well, last year, I should say. Looked low to me, but called a strike. Good pitch from Baker.
Yeah, the sort of pitch he's thrown, you don't see much at this level, and you don't see much in Australia. Guys do throw sinkers over here, but not with this sort of velocity and not with this sort of heaviness to the ball.
That's hit to left field. Back goes Tripp, makes the play, 2 down. Here's the Westpac replay. We'll look at that. Looked like a decent swing, but got under it, and it was an easy play in the end for Tripp in left field. Jeremy Barnes steps in now. He popped out to first base. His first time up tonight.
Ball one.
He's come out throwing the ball a lot better this inning. You know, he's really hitting the target that D-Sam Miguel's put down there. But 2 quick outs, he needs to back it up and get this third one.
Ball two.
Might have heard you, Dave.
Yeah,
that your eagle eye was on him tonight.
That'd be a disappointing pitch for everyone. You know, Graham and Lloyd in the dugout, obviously 1-0, 2 quick outs. This is where you just want to challenge him, throw the ball, let him hit it in the ground. I know it's easy to say from up here, but you need to take that aggressiveness.
Yep. That's hit well in the right field, but back goes Barber. He'll make the play for the final out of the inning. So 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the 4th. Score remains 1-0 Perth. Welcome back to Barbagallo Ballpark. Perth lead Canberra 1-0 here in the ABL Championship Series. Remember to support your favorite ABL club by gearing up an official league apparel available at theshop.theabl.com.au. Good crowd here at Perth tonight. Ed Wyatt and Dave Nielsen with you. And Dave, we're seeing an interesting one here. We thought Perth might blow it open, but Canberra's hanging in there.
Yeah, most definitely. I think both pitchers are doing okay, but they haven't really settled in yet. They're just trying to find their groove. But the hitters haven't locked in either, so, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out as we get deeper in the game and the starting pitchers come off and we go to the bullpens, which we know are a little bit tired after last night.
Yeah, we saw some great relief pitching, of course, last night. We're hoping that maybe this doesn't go 14 again, but it was certainly a thrilling game last night, despite being a long game. And interesting to see what it takes away from these players tonight, because they've been through such a long game last night, and here we go again in a very tight one.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're not going to play 14 innings tonight. There you go.
I like the prediction as Matt Kennelly steps in. He's on first base tonight. Was the catcher last night.
Yeah, you mentioned that he caught last night and D-Sam Miguel played first. You know, the one thing people don't talk about much is the last 3 ABLs, Perth have been in the championships. They lost last year, but D-Sam Miguel couldn't catch. I spoke to Tony Adams before the game, and we referenced that, and he kind of agreed with me. So what's happened is with D-Sam Miguel doing a lot of catching, is Matt Kennelly's been able to learn a lot more, and this year they've been splitting the role. So not many clubs have the luxury of having 2 quality catchers.
There's a ground ball in play. There's a tag at first. The throw is offline. It's actually called foul. My mistake there. Looked to me like it was a fair ball, but it is called foul. So Kennelly will walk back to home plate and start it all over again here. Bottom of the 4th. Perth lead it 1-0. There's Ethan Cole. For Canberra, he's had his struggles tonight, but he's been able to get out of the jams most of the time. He's only given up 1 run through 3 innings, and of course going here in the 4th. That's a hard hit in the left field. Matt Kennelly is on first here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, just a fastball. Matt Kennelly puts a good swing on it right there, and you know he's probably swung the bat the best of pretty much everyone between the 2 teams. He hasn't had much to show for it, but he's been hitting a lot of balls right on the nose.
You mentioned that earlier, Dave. You're absolutely right. Here's D-Sam Miguel, who has flip-flopped with Matt Kennelly positions. D-Sam Miguel behind the plate tonight.
Ball one.
There's Murphy trying to work that corner. Didn't get it that time. 1 ball, no strikes.
And again, with most good teams, you have your key players that you lean to, and when they don't perform, you have other guys that pick them up. And we've referenced Luke Hughes maybe not swing the bat real well, but the guys around him like Matt Kennelly are. That's what makes them such a tough team.
There's a Westpac replay on that. Ball in the dirt. D. San Miguel swinging and missing. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Time!
D. San Miguel just calls time out there. Sometimes when you're stepping in the box, you get dust in your eye or something, and you got to just step out.
Ball 2.
Pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike to Alan D. San Miguel.
Yeah, 2-1. Good time for hit and run here if Steve Fisher's looking to do something. They both don't run real well, but with the young guy on base, yeah.
Here's a ready-made double play ball. 4-6-3. Canberra turns the double play.
Chose to let him swing, hits him to double play, and I'm sure Cole will be real pleased with that outcome. Actually, I like the way Cole's throwing the ball. He didn't start out real well. He's a little bit shaky, but you know, he finds himself in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2 out, no one on base, and you know, he's going to be looking up pretty soon coming into the 5th inning. So, you know, Perth Heat need to be careful. They don't let him off the hook and let him find his groove.
Game clipping along tonight as Sam Kennelly steps in, swing and a miss.
You know, you talk about that momentum in the game, and even though Perth Heat are winning, starting to feel Canberra just starting to creep back into it a little bit here. The deeper we're getting in the game.
I agree, David. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Sam Kennelly.
Way to go, Jack. Go for it. Go on. Play ball there. 1-1. Play.
Here's a 1-1 pitch.
Ball 2.
Just missed that one.
Yeah, just down, Jack. Half ball.
2 balls and a strike on Kennelly. Ethan Cole trying to get out of the 4th. Good pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2.
Yeah, a couple good fastballs there by Cole. The one before was called down in the zone. And again, there's pitchers just don't have to battle with hitters. They've also got to battle with umpires. And sometimes you get a matchup with an umpire who may not call your zone and doesn't suit you. So there's a lot of things go into throwing a good baseball game.
Struck him out. So a good inning for Cole with the double play helping out. And we are through 4. Score remains Perth 1, Canberra nothing. Welcome back to the Barbagallo Ballpark in Perth. The Heat lead Canberra 1-0. The Australian Baseball League is proud to be one of 14 Australian sports that are helping to tackle youth binge drinking. We're strong enough to say enough, and you can be too. Be the influence. Ed White and David Nielsen with you. You can see the flags there. Not much wind as we get a look at the couple of your friends.
Yeah, there's Tony Adamson on the right and Greg Jelks on the left. Had a great conversation with Tony today before the game, and we were talking not just about this ABL, but 20 years ago, and I asked him, you know, what were some of his memories, and it was the Perth Heat back in 92 and 93, competing against the Daikyo Dolphins or the Gold Coast Dolphins, and he thought this series against Canberra really was the same thing. On the Gold Coast team, you had myself, my 2 brothers. On the Perth team, you got the 3 Kennelly brothers. And it was really interesting because he made the point that the Perth Heat relationship with the Baltimore Orioles has been existing for over 20 years, and they've had over 30 guys go from the Perth Heat to the big leagues. And it's great. So you go to the series, they beat us the first year, we come back. On our team, you had myself, you had John Jaha, we both played in All-Star games. You had Troy O'Leary played in the big leagues. On the Perth Heat, they had Graham Lloyd and other big leaguers. So, you know, here we are 20 years later. Tony's coaching and his son's playing center field. Graham Lloyd's in the dugout. Greg Jelks in the dugout. You know, even though it's 20 years ago, not much has changed.
That is great stuff as Jack Murphy steps up, takes a second ball. Murph walked the first time up, had 3 walks last night. He's becoming the walk king here.
I think another thing it shows too is the great support and how integrated Major League Baseball are in Australia. You know, we have so many more guys now signing contracts. We have so many more guys. I think we have 31 guys who have played in the big leagues from Australia. I remember in '92 when I got called up, I was a second behind Craig Shipley. Now we got 31, and that's a great, you know, it speaks volumes about what the ABL does for Australian players.
Here's the pitch. Murphy swing and a miss, 2-2. Absolutely right, David. The great thing about the ABL, of course, you got young guys on the move, you got older guys, you got Americans, you got Australians, a couple of Canadians, of course, the Japanese players. It is a wonderful thing for global baseball. Here's the 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, 3-2. What are the odds Murph gets another walk?
Yeah, he really needs to throw a strike here. He really needs to make him hit the ball is what he needs to do. You know, I think just for his own peace of mind. Again, so far he's been wildly effective, what hitters called wildly effective. He hasn't been locked in, but he's just made the pitches when he's need to get out of trouble. And as a hitter, sometimes that's even tougher to hit.
Murphy fouls that back. How important, how many innings do you want these guys to go? How important is it for Cole and Baker to put in a good 6 or 7 innings, David?
Yeah, definitely after last night, I think Baker, if he can, you know, if he can go 6 or 7 innings, and same thing with Cole, just to take that little bit of pressure off the bullpen. I think Perth are in better position when it comes to the bullpen, you know, but we'll see what happens there.
Murphy grounds that one foul down the first base line. You know, Cavalry is 3-2. Sorry, David.
Well, back to what I was talking about 20 years ago in the ABL with the teams that still exist. You know, you go around the league now and you still have guys that play. They're still coaching in the league now, and you see that turnover from all the cities. And you see guys like myself and Kevin Jordan, who played in the big leagues. He's now managing in Brisbane. He played in Brisbane in the old ABL. And a lot of people don't realize, even though we're in the 4th year of this ABL, this has existed for a long time. These relationships with Major League Baseball have existed for so long.
That's fair. Murphy's going to dig for 2, and he'll get there, and the ball is fumbled, and Murphy's going to try for 3. Here comes the throw. And he beats it easily. So Murphy ends up in 3rd, which probably will be scored a double and an error, but doesn't really matter because the big fella rumbled around and made it to 3rd.
Yeah, not sure what happened down there in right field. Obviously, it looked like a double, but it may have taken a tough hop off the fence down there, and he's turned into a triple. So
let's see if we can take a look on the Westpac replay. There's Murphy steaming around first. Keep an eye. Sees there. You just see him grit and realize he's got a shot at 3, and he gets in there. So leadoff runner on to 3rd. Here we go in the outfield. Barber just having some trouble with it. Now here's Krause with a chance to knock in a run. So Canberra.
And this is that momentum we talked about too. You know, you could just feel it happening at the ballpark. You know, there's all the little signs. The Cole's starting to throw good. The crowd haven't been as boisterous the last inning or so, and you can just feel, you know, you can just feel the tide turning a little bit, and sure enough, Jack Murphy leads off with a triple, and they're most likely going to tie the game up here.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Krause. Inside, 2-1. Murphy on 3rd. Here's the pitch. High and tight. Baker, a bit of trouble here. Timeout.
Again, a bit of dust in the eye like I talked about. Just that little bit of wind blowing that dust. And as a hitter, you want to be sure that you're ready to hit. You don't want anything distracting you.
Murphy on 3rd. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Yeah, that's that great changeup Graham Lloyd told me about that Baker throws. He's just got to put the ball in play here, try to tie it up. He doesn't matter ground ball anywhere. He'll be happy to make an out. He really needs to do that here.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Krause from Baker. He's hit it to the wrong spot. It's booted by Kennelly, but still the run won't score, but the runner will be on. So bad inning here for Perth. Get a look at on the Westpac replay, Dave.
Yeah, ground ball to 3rd base, and again, you can just kind of feel the atmosphere turning around there. I think Sam kind of got caught in the middle there. Off the bat, he was going to field it and just throw to 1st base, but Jack Murphy actually stayed at 3rd base, and I think that just distracted him just a little bit, took his eye off the ball, made an error.
And here comes the wily veteran Michael Wells, the 41-year-old. He is the guy you want in a situation like this. Big game, big-time hitter. Swing and a miss.
And I've said all along, this is exactly why he plays, for these situations. You know, guys on base, game situation. This is where he excels, and he's done it the last couple of years, helped the Canberra Cavalry.
Wells has come through with some big hits for this Cavalry team throughout his career. Big chance here. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Got him. What a throw by D. San Miguel.
Yeah.
Krause can't believe it.
You know, I don't have the best angle up here, nor do we, but that didn't look like he was out. It looked like he got his right hand behind the defensive guy at shortstop. And
umpire wasn't exactly in the easy spot, was he, with Krause coming around behind him?
Yeah, it looks like as he slid, he kind of collided with Hughes and just slowed him down a little bit. He definitely got there before the ball, but, you know, tough call. Now Perth can play the infield in where the easy ground ball doesn't tie the game and could totally change the complexion of this game.
That was a big play. You're absolutely right, Dave.
There it is.
And there's Wells going down swinging, so it's all falling apart after a promising start here in the top of the fifth for the Canberra Cavalry.
Nice little break ball down and away. Wells just couldn't make contact. And D. San Miguel, you know, when you call a breaking ball with a guy on third base with 2 strikes, you know that they're probably going to try to bounce it, and he's done a great job there, keeping it in front of him, picking it, and getting the out.
Jason Sloan now steps in. He, of course, had a great night last night, so maybe he can come through with a 2-out hit here and bring a run in. He was 4 for 5 last night. Here's a pitch. Strike one from Baker. Baker looking to pull a Houdini act and get out of trouble.
Yeah, this is a big out for both teams. You know, really, Canberra need a base hit here so they don't miss out on this opportunity. But if Baker gets out of this, this would be a huge boost.
Tough play for Kennelly. Throw to first. Got him. Atones for the error with a great play. The youngster Sam Kennelly and Brian Baker makes it out of the inning. No runs for Canberra. We go to the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 Perth.
Down here in the dugout with Michael Collins, the manager. That was a bit of a tough one to swallow there on second base with the steal.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Baker's throwing really well right now, and that was probably an opportunity missed.
Terrific start. Lead-off runner gets the third, and I suppose if you had the review, you could probably argue that he was in, but sometimes you got to cop those calls, don't you?
Yeah, well, you know, that's how it goes sometimes, but, you know, still, I think, you know, Baker's throwing well. We need to do a better job of executing the situational hitting.
Certainly, these are the instances that Canberra seem to thrive on. You've come from this sort of position plenty of times before.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this team doesn't give up. You know, play 9 innings hard. We'll see what happens at the end of it.
Good on you, Michael. Thank you very much. Boys, before I take it up to you, this little ball, 8 dozen of them will be thrown out to the crowd during the course of the evening. So you might have spotted a little suited guy early on picking one up and giving one to the kids. It's what I do.
Nice work, Russ Barwick, making friends here in Perth at the Barbagallo Ballpark. George Barber steps in now, and we'll get to Michael Collins in a second as Barber swings and misses. Did not look too happy, did Michael Collins, after that inning where it looked as if they were going to get a run after a leadoff triple.
Yeah, pretty tough interview right after that inning. You know, he handled himself pretty good.
Agreed.
You know, so again, he needs to go back in the dugout and composed, and that's what he's done. So they just need to turn the page, get on with it. And you know, Cole's up to about 65 pitches right now. In the last 2 innings, he's really turned around and really thrown the ball very well. They need another quick inning out of from here.
Michael Collins, of course, rising star in baseball, managing in the Padres system. Will go to Fort Wayne. I think he leaves Tuesday to take over the Class A Padres affiliate. That's hit hard, but not far enough. And Krause is able to make the play for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, fastball and hit pretty well, but wrong part of the ballpark. Anything out the center field, it's just not going to go anywhere, as we've been talking about.
Good shot of Krause making the play there on our Westpac replay shot. Canadian center fielder Krause. Big guy, walked past me in the pregame warm-up. He's a big unit. There's a bunt laid down by Adamson. Tough play, glove play by Birdie. Just threw it out of the glove. Only way he could have done it and made the play.
Yeah, great bunt by Adamson. Guy with good speed, but that's what they call a big league play right there. Birdie knew the timing of it come in, just flipped it out of the glove and made it look easy in the end.
Certainly did make it look easy. Look at that, great shot.
Yeah.
Good fielding, Wong, Frawley, and Birdie over the past couple of nights in particular. So 2 away. Sorry, Dave, as Joey Wong steps in.
And again, as I've been saying, here's Ethan Cole again. He's in the bottom of the 5th with 2 quick outs, and he's in the upper 60s. So, the way he's going to be able to squeeze out 7, maybe even 8 innings.
First pitch is a strike. Canberra were pretty quietly confident that he would give him a good go tonight with Cole, and he's certainly settled in. Wong hits that into left field. Going to be a tough play. Sloan can't get there. Wong heading for second with an easy stand-up double. Second hit of the night for Joey Wong.
A lot like the double he hit last night to take us home after 14 innings. But as I see the replay there, we don't show it on vision, but I'm not convinced that Sloan saw that ball in left field, because as it was hit, he started coming straight in. His first 3 or 4 steps, they were straight in. Then he had to shoot to his right-hand side and get the ball. So Perth seemed to have caught a bit of a break there with the left field, not seeing the ball real good.
So 2 outs, man on second. Tim Kennelly steps in, a designated hitter with a chance to bring in a run. This is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning. Perth 1, Canberra nothing. Game 2. Swing and a miss. Throw back to try and get Wong. He gets back safely.
Yeah, pretty good job by Jack Murphy. Identified runner was getting off a little bit too far and throw just to the first base side of second base. I'm not sure if a good throw would have had him, but what it does is if Kennelly gets a base hit, it's kept Wong closer to the base, so potentially there may be a play at home plate.
1-1 is the count. Cole steps off, checks Wong again. Joey Wong does run well, had 7 steals in the regular season. Painted the outside corner there for second strike, 1-2. The appeal, but he did not go.
Fastball away. Kennelly just held his swing on that pitch, and Murphy and all the Canberra guys trying to get the call, but no go from Mel McKay down there at first base.
2-2 pitch to Kennelly, misses. 3-2. Kennelly being very patient in there against Ethan Cole.
Well, big situation right here. We got full count and 2 out and Tripp on deck. The big left-hand hitters on deck, and right-handed hitting. What are you going to do? You're going to throw your breaking ball, or are you just going to throw the fastball and see what happens with the right-hand hitter?
Here we go. Payoff pitch.
Time.
Cole shook off that signal, said he didn't like the call from Murphy, and then Kennelly stepped out. So little cat and mouse going on here, David.
Yeah, well, he's up to this will be his 77th pitch, so it's a pretty big pitch.
Canelli fouls it off, stays alive.
Good job of hitting, because that was a great 3-2 breaking ball, and he did a good job just to foul it off and again get that pitch count ticking over, which the double from Wong does that. And again, I think he's going to throw another breaking ball here. And
very tense moment here. 3-2 pitch. Swung at a bad one. It's going to be a tough play for Frawley. Can he make it? No, he cannot. Canelli beats the throw. It was a slow roller, and Frawley couldn't get to it in time. So runners at the corners for the Heat.
Well, again, with full count, 2 strikes, Canelli just trying to make contact. Cole threw, breaking ball, good pitch. Little change-up or slider away, and that was a pretty nice play. Stuck with it in between hop, but Canelli hustled down first base and beat it out.
Big situation here, and of course you look at some of the guys that pitched last night for Canberra. Everts came in. Toller, you'd think, may or may not be available tonight, hard to say. And then you look over at Perth, and Wise threw 5 innings. Cameron Lamb.
Well, I think he's going to go with Cole as far as he can. You know, that's one of his horses, and he's just going to, I think, do or die for the next few innings here. And you know, that base hit has really opened up the hole as well for Tripp being a left-hand hitter. If Cole throws a breaking ball or a changeup, he can just hit it through that hole.
He swung at a high fastball. 10 home runs this season. A big swing here, of course, could really put Perth in a good position. But there are 2 outs, so Cole trying to obviously strike him out or induce a ground out to end the inning. Here's the pitch to Tripp. Inside, 1-1.
Yeah, you see Murphy calling 2 fastballs there, and again, another thing he has to take in consideration before he calls the curveball or the changeup is if it bounces, he has to keep it in front, otherwise Wong's going to score from third base. So a lot of things go into the decision of the catcher as to what pitch to call.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pressure, of course, too, on the fielders. We've seen some great plays. We've also seen some errors. So pressure on the Canberra defense to get this final out. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Brandon Tripp.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 outs, bottom of the 5th, still 1-0 Perth. That's hit to center field. Krause is over and makes the final out. So Cole again gets out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of, or top of the 6th, 1-0. Welcome back to Barbagallo Ballpark. Perth Heat leading the Canberra Cavalry 1-0. BD Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips. Here's Brandon Tripp. 10 home runs on the season, but he kind of got halfway down to first base and knew, Dave Nilsson, that was not gone. He needed to hit a lot better to get that thing out of the park, didn't he?
Yeah, he knows that part of the ballpark, he's not going to have much success out there. So, you know, another frustrating at bat for the Perth Heat. Another chance to add on another run goes by the boards, and you know, it comes down to Baker again, trying to get him through the 6th inning.
It's been an interesting night. Certainly plenty of runners on base, but not able to get him around. So we continue in a very tight game. At the top of the 6th, it's still 1-0.
Yeah, a lot like last night. Obviously, with this little bit of wind blowing in, it's not good hitting situation. So obviously a lot of advantage for the pitchers.
Well, Dave Nelson has gone on record and said this one won't go 14 innings, but at the moment we're into 6 and it's still only 1-0. So very tense situation building here at the Barbagallo Ballpark. Of course, if Perth win, they are the ABL champions. If Canberra win, we go to a decider tomorrow afternoon. Here is Aaron Sloan. First pitch is a strike. Sloan grounded into a double play in the 3rd inning.
And
pitch is high from Baker, 1-1.
Yeah, again, he's just just throwing the ball good enough to get through. The glove is still making that noise. So again, from up here, tough assignment to be facing this guy hitting.
There's a foul. Sneak past De San Miguel behind the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Aaron Sloan. Brian Baker, the 31-year-old American. That's hit hard down the first base line. Careens off a marquee down there, so long strike.
Fastball Sloan just trying to keep, just trying to make contact. That's his 67th pitch, I think. So he's traveling along pretty good in the 6th inning, and this is a big inning, not just for him, but the Perth Heat bullpen.
There's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled away again, so count remains 1-2. Canberra Cavalry looking to repeat as the champions. Perth finished 10 games ahead of Canberra in the regular season standings. That's hit well to right field. Barber on the move makes the play. 1 down.
Yeah, real nice catch by Barber. That ball really jumped into right field. And again, if you look at the flags, there is no wind. So he's done a good job of identifying that before the pitch and got a good jump on it, and the ball took off. But, we're talking about Ekstrom pitching for Perth Heat earlier on in the night and how dominating he was. And it was good that he found a replacement when he left, but he didn't just find a replacement. He found a quality replacement. Yeah. Brian Baker has thrown fantastically. We're in the 6th inning here of the championship final, and he's, for the most part, cruising through. He's having some control issues, but he's rebounding back and making the big pitch when he needs it.
First pitch was a strike to John Birdie. Second pitch is also a strike. You're right, David. He certainly did. Ekstrom lined up a talented pitcher. We're seeing Baker tonight.
Ball 1.
That pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out.
1 ball.
Top of the 6th. Canberra looking to even things up. That's hit hard down the right field line, but again foul. So they're getting to him, but they tend to be a little bit late. I don't know if that's the way to describe it, David, but a lot of balls flying hard down the right field line from right-handed hitters.
Yeah, a couple of these Canberra hitters are really making an effort to hit the ball the other way off him. Obviously, that's their plan going up there, and
Birdie's fouled that back, so he'll stay alive at the 1-2 count.
One ball, 2 strikes. Right.
1-2 pitch from Baker.
Ball 2.
Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2. Yeah.
Missed with the cutter down the way. Needs to make this 2-2 pitch and just go harder with the fastball and try to get that ground ball either to second baseman or shortstop.
Line to center field. Easy play for Adamson. 2nd out.
Yeah, we've talked about it over the last 2 days. As a pitcher, when you see that ball being hit straight back over your head, you know it's an out. So it's a pretty relaxing feeling. They can hit it as hard as they want in that direction. A good athlete like Addison out there is just going to run it down pretty easily.
See Adamson making that routine play as Ben Warner steps in. Warner still looking for his first hit of the series. It's a Canberra native, Warner. 3rd season with the Cavalry. Baker hits the outside corner. Nice pitch. So quick 2 strikes on Warner. Fouled away. souvenir for some fans down the first base line. There you get a look at some of the picnickers and fans sitting on the grass out there.
Yeah, pretty good crowd here tonight again. You know, they're just waiting for something to happen, though, aren't they? They're just,
yes, they are.
They're getting anxious. They're kind of building for a big party here later on, hopefully.
You're absolutely right. They are waiting for something to happen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's Baker to Warner. Ground up the middle. Wong scoops and fires. Kennelly makes the good play to end the top of the 6th for the Canberra Cavalry. And we have the same score we've had since the first inning. It's Perth 1, Canberra nothing.
For the first time in history, Major League Baseball is coming to Sydney. The first official MLB games of 2014 between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the LA Dodgers. Be a part of history at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, down under. Don't you dare miss it. For tickets and corporate hospitality, visit MLBSydney2014.com.
That will be at the SCG in March 22nd, 23rd. Dodgers and Diamondbacks here tonight. It's Perth Heat and Canberra Cavalry with the Heat leading it 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Game 2 of the Beat the Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips. Here's Luke Hughes looking to get on base. Had a hit last night, but really struggling and hasn't looked good on 2 at-bats tonight.
You know, but again, maybe it's a little bit blown out of proportion because we can go through a lot of these hitters on these teams over the last 2 nights, and, well, tonight and last night. Pitchers have dominated, and, you know, Luke Hughes being a former big league player, we like to focus on him a lot more, and, you know, maybe we're just being a little bit tough on him.
The pitching certainly has been tremendous, both tonight and last night. Hard hit, foul. You're right, though. It's a good point. A guy like Luke Hughes, he played with the Twins and the A's, and you do put more pressure on a guy. You assume that because he played in the big leagues that he should eat this league up, and that's not the case. This is a very, very good level of baseball here in the ABL. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Luke Hughes. Ethan Cole settling in. Fooled him badly on that one. Hughes, you can see, frustrated as he goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Let's watch the Westpac replay. Good pitch.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pitch. You got to tip your hat to the pitcher there.
So 1 away as Matt Kennelly steps in. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a single. And as Dave Nielsen said, probably swinging the bat as well, if not better than anybody in this series.
You know, and because of that, because he is swinging the bat so good, don't be surprised if Luke Hughes, who's batting before him, comes up in a big situation late in the game and they elect to pitch to him because Kennelly's behind him swinging the bat good.
Good pitch again there. Fooled Kennelly, 1-1. Great thing about baseball, you get so many chances to come up again and chance for redemption.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, you succeed 3 times out of 10 in this game, and you're one of the best in the world. So, you know, it's a game of failure, and mentally it can wear you down. And you know, the best players in the world have some really bad streaks. They average about 600 plate appearances a year. So, you know, for them to go through a streak where maybe they have 40 or 50, 60 bad at bats in a row, that's part of life when you're a major league player.
Dave Nielsen, of course, 8 years in the majors. Australian All-Star. Got a feel for this thing yet, David?
No, I think Cole's throwing the ball really good. You know, the more he's out there, the more he's getting into the game. I do think the Perth hitters are swinging pretty good, but I like the way he's throwing right now, and I think it's going to come down to an individual performance somewhere, someone stepping up, or unfortunately, as I said last night, maybe someone making an error that leads to some runs.
Kennelly did not like that call. Appeared to be outside, but
well, you can see why.
Got the strike. So 3-2, full count now, 1 out. Hit into right field. That's going to get down for 1, certainly, maybe 2, definitely 2, maybe 3. Kennelly runs well. He's trying to stretch it into a triple. He'll do it. As Dave Nielsen said, hitting as well as anyone, and he proved it there with a triple.
And I also mentioned it comes down to someone having an individual performance. Well, there it is. You know, 1-out triple from Kennelly. He has hit the ball pretty much spot on these last 2 days. So, you know, now we've got D-Sam Miguel, a veteran guy, who's been in this situation plenty of times. I think, I'm going to say, if Perth Heat get this run in, I think that's going to be enough for these guys to get home.
As the Westpac replay, that is hit to the deep part of the ballpark. And Kennelly, to his credit, just did not hesitate. He just kept on running and ends up on third with a 1-out triple. There he is, one of the 3 Kennelly brothers in the starting lineup, Matt.
You can see the Canberra infield they're playing in. They got to try to stop that ground ball, giving him a cheap run. You know, so that puts a lot of pressure on him, and also opens up a lot more holes for ground balls to get through.
So D-San Miguel steps in. First pitch was a strike. 1 out.
4-1. 1-1.
That's a ball. Of course, a long fly ball would also score.
Yeah, they've thrown D-San Miguel a lot of breaking balls tonight. You know, until he gets 2 strikes, I think he should just be sitting on one of them and looking for it. Yep, right there.
There's your hit. There's a second run for the Heat. Alan D-San Miguel, we talked about this guy, and he delivers.
Just as I finished saying, he's a veteran catcher. He knows how to call games, and he knows game plans when he sees them. He knew they'd been throwing him breaking balls, so here he comes up in that situation, looks for the breaking ball. There it is, line drive to right field. Again, as I said, I think that's enough to get this Perth Heat team home.
Just great baseball, really is. This may be, we'll see what happens here in terms of a pitching change, David. As you see Matt Kennelly crossing home plate. A little conference on the mound at the moment. Cole will stay in the game, of course. But really important, I would say, that he limit the damage now as Sam Kennelly comes in. 2-0. Maybe enough to get him home, but certainly 3 or 4 is a big, big lead.
Yeah, I'd be looking for a hit and run here too, trying to, you know, they got that second run, so I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Fish just tries to keep the momentum, tries to, you know, maybe send D-Sam Miguel and get Kennelly to hit the ball somewhere, try to get him in scoring position. Looks like Canberra thinking the same thing, you know. D-Sam Miguel doesn't run too good, but obviously they want to see what he's doing.
Sam Kennelly 0 for 2 tonight. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
You know, I've been really impressed with Sam Kennelly over these 2 nights. He does look a little bit overmatched. He does look a little bit overpowered, but defensively he's playing really well. Got a great attitude, and we're going to keep saying it's going to put him in a good shape.
There's a pop-up that Sloan handles easily for the second out of the inning. So Sam Kennelly goes down and brings up George Barber, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Here comes George. Looks like Michael Collins, the Canberra manager, may be coming out. And let's see, that is it. That is it for Ethan Cole. He will be finished. Did a really nice job. So we will see a pitching change. While that happens, let's have a message from one of our sponsors. So Ethan Cole's work is done. And that brings on Jeff Lyman out of the bullpen, 26-year-old, who had a 1-2 record, 4.07 ERA, 26 strikeouts, but 24 walks. That's a little troubling. Lyman picked by the Atlanta Braves way back in 2005 in the second round of the draft. 7 seasons in the minor leagues with the Braves, Cardinals, and the Oakland Athletics. So he definitely does have a pedigree, as we said. 7 seasons in the minors. You got to be doing something right, as we said last night.
Yeah, most definitely. Looks like he has a strong body, throws the ball pretty hard. So, you know, he's one of them guys that's been there for 7 years, as you said, still trying to find that last little piece of the puzzle. And again, you've got the Australian Baseball League, which works out perfectly for all guys around the world in the Northern American professional season to come down here and try to find that little bit to get them to the big leagues.
Now, Ethan Cole gave up 10 hits, but only 2 runs, and after some early trouble, he really did settle in. But of course, giving up this second run here has given Perth a 2-0 lead, and Michael Collins, there he is, the manager of Canberra, wanting to limit the damage. So he's brought in Lyman now to pitch to George Barber. So, did see a bit of a pitching duel, of course. For a while, Baker has only given up 1 hit for Perth Heat, and Cole accorded himself pretty well. So we have seen some good pitching in these first 2 games. Here's Lyman to Barber. So 2 quick balls.
Yeah, look, I think Ethan threw the ball pretty well. You know, again, I contribute that down to just good hitting by D-Sam Miguel. And Baker's been dominating all night. You know, he's had some tough innings where maybe his control isn't where he wanted to be, but with that big, heavy ball he's throwing, Canberra just having a hard time getting the barrel to it.
What's it like facing a new pitcher like Lyman? That was a little different from Cole.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know, different arm angle, different height, different body. The ball looks different, and even though you've faced him before, you know, you still have to, you know, face a varying speed ball doing different movement, and you try to, you know, reach to your memory bank of what it looks like, you know, what your timing is, how it feels, but it's extremely hard going from one pitcher to another.
2-2 count. D-Sam Miguel is on first base. 1 run is in. Perth trying to add more misery on Canberra here in the bottom of the 6th. Fouled away. Barber's got 1 hit tonight. He's 1 for 2. Made a couple nice plays in right field as well. Swing and a miss. So Lyman comes in, fans Barber, but the Perth Heat do get a run, and they lead it 2-0. Welcome back to Barbagallo Ballpark in Perth. The Heat lead Canberra 2-0. Now don't forget to get the inside scoop on all your ABL action. Visit the ABL website, theabl.com.au. Also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. There's some very happy Perth fans. They've seen their team take a 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the 7th, and Brian Baker limiting Canberra to just 1 hit. He's been tremendous after some little bit of early trouble.
Yeah, he sure has. We saw that screenshot there of the fans, and I talked about last inning. They were just anxious. They were waiting for something, and you can just tell the environment's changed after that base hit. Real jovial. They're out there dancing, and they can smell another championship coming to Perth.
Can Steve Fish smell it? There he is, the Perth manager. You see a little bit of Graham Lloyd there to the right, the great Major League World Series winner with the Yankees, an old pal of yours.
Yeah, again, I talked about last night the job that Graham's done here with the Perth Heat organization. you know, it's not a coincidence they have the best pitching staff in Australia.
Well, that's true too. You mentioned the good players they've had. They certainly have good coaching as well too. Good fans, good organization. Here's Casey Frawley now against Baker. Frawley 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to center field and left field. Perth lead it 2-0, top of 7. They win. They clinch the ABL title. That one looked low, called a strike.
You know, a lot of times as a manager, you have to make that decision whether you're going to try to mix up the offense and go to someone on the bench. But, you know, with the way Canberra have played all year, with these old veteran guys who sort of know what they're doing, Michael John Collins, I'm sure he's just going to stick with these guys and let them try to figure it out. And, you know, live by the sword, die by the sword, so to speak. He's had a lot of success with them. Won the championship last year, won the Asian championship earlier in the season. So he's going to reward them by leaving me in the game, I'd imagine.
2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Casey Frawley, 26-year-old. Piece of that one, but foul. There is Brian Baker, who's been tremendous. Westpac replay, see Frawley swinging wildly at that.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Right.
That's fouled away. So count remains 1-2.
He really can go anywhere with this pitch as long as he executes. He's thrown a fastball in that jammed him, and then he threw a bit of an off-speed pitch there, had him out in front. So as a hitter, Frawley's going to be a little bit confused with what to be thinking right here. Just needs to execute whatever he throws.
There's the 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2.
Took a shot at a fastball away, just missed it up.
2-2 is the count to Frawley. Fouled back. Count remains 2-2. Canberra dugout.
Right.
Ground ball to Wong, makes the scoop. Dave, nice play by Wong. He continues his good play in the field.
Yeah, another good sinker. Broken bat there by Frawley. Got in there, jammed him, and slow ground ball. Wong identified early that he had to come and get it because Frawley runs good. Come in, got the half volley. Made a great throw on the run. First out of the inning. And that's a really encouraging sign for the Perth Heat. The Baker is still mowing down these Canberra hitters.
So 1 away as Jeremy Barnes steps in, and he's hit that well. That's gone. He's hit it very well.
And if we can, look at the flags right now. They are dead. They are not moving one bit. So, you know, he hits that ball any other time during the night, it's an out, but picked a good time to hit a long fly ball to center field.
Big home run, Jeremy Barnes. Really, in a way, look at the Canberra fans who've made the trip really out of nowhere. Baker's been just so dominant. Barnes gets a piece of that and gives it a ride.
Yeah, fastball just went after him. Good swing right there. And again, when that ball went over, I was really confused. I looked at the flags, and again, to no surprise, they just weren't moving one bit.
Well, Adamson was looking to play it off the wall, of course, as you see Barnes crossing home plate. 2-1. There are those flags you're talking about, David.
Not much going on there.
So I hesitate to say brand new ball game, but we're certainly getting close, and mentally perhaps has also given Canberra a bit of a lift as Jack Murphy steps in.
And Jack's been swinging the bat pretty good. Hit a triple last time up, so I'm sure in the back of his head he's going to try and let one go right here.
Ball 2.
2 balls, so that could play on Baker's mind a little bit here.
Well, he just needs to stick to executing whatever pitch he throws, and not get too caught up in what may happen. Just execute the pitch, throw to the catcher's glove.
Good pitch there. Just what you said, David. 2-1.
Yeah, this is where it gets real challenging for the pitcher, is, you know, to let all them external things distract him, where at the end of the day, all he can do is, if he calls for a fastball, is to throw the fastball to the location.
Did he swing?
Got an appeal, no, so that's going to be 3-1. And I guess at this point, Steve Fish might be thinking about his bullpen, David.
Yeah, well, as soon as that wasn't called a strike and it went to 3-1, I can tell you right now, he'll be trying to swing for the fences right here, Jack Murphy. He'll be ready for a fastball and letting it go. Yeah, like I said right there, ball's just a little bit up, couldn't get the head of the bat to it, but he was not going to get cheated on that swing.
And he was upset with himself for missing that when he kind of pounded the bat a little bit. So he knew he had a crack at it. And you watch Murphy in the Westpac replay, punches the bat. 3-2 pitch.
Ball 4.
Misses, and Murphy draws second walk of the night, 5th walk of the series.
And here comes Steve Fish. I think he's got enough out of Baker. He's had a good performance, but I think he might have to turn it over to the bullpen.
There's Steve Fish, Perth manager. Let's see if indeed he's going to do that. We had a conference on the mound. Big decision here for him. And he's got off from the handshake, and that is it. Baker looking, he's going to hand the ball to Fish. With some smiles. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's going to stay in. I thought he was pointed and said...
No, he's gone to the bullpen. He's gone to the bullpen.
Right.
I just don't think the umpires could see it with all the guys around him in there. So
good hand for Brian Baker. Only gave up 2 hits. One, unfortunately, a home run, but he has not given up any more than that. So he leaves with a tremendous effort tonight, David.
yeah, give Perth Heat exactly what they needed. Got him into the 7th inning. You know, leaves on a bit of a down, but he's got a 1-run lead, and you can't ask for much more than that over 6 and a third.
Here comes Cameron Lamb in, who did a remarkable job last night, the sort of pseudo side armor. Cameron Lamb, 2-1 record, great ERA, under 1 per game, 14 strikeouts, 13 walks. That's in the regular season, and as I said, came in and pitched, I believe, the 14th.
Yeah, I think he did. Of all the relievers, he threw the less. So, you know, while everyone else was stretched last night, it was just another appearance for him. And so he should be in pretty good shape right now, and they'll be looking to have him throw through this inning, maybe the next inning, and then try to get to Suphold to close it out would be the plan.
Well, we are in the top of the 7th. Perth lead at 2-1, but Canberra has gotten that run through a home run from Jeremy Barnes, and now Jack Murphy has drawn a walk and headed down to first. So man on first, 1 out, and Mike Krause comes up. There's Jack Murphy on first base. Matt Kennelly having a chat with him. And Krause steps in. Big Canadian.
Hey.
And busy in center field tonight. Here we go. Lamb comes in with a strike with his first pitch.
Yeah, he'll be trying to get a ground ball right here. He got that downward motion on that ball, so keeps the ball down in the zone. Try to get that ground ball to third base or shortstop. Get out of this with a double play.
Ball 1.
Just misses, 1-1. Looked at it very similar to the first pitch, but just missed. There's a look at Krause, big strong Canadian center fielder.
There it is.
Ground ball to Wong, slow roller. Can they turn to 2? There's 1. Not in time.
Just didn't hit it hard enough.
Yep.
Got the ground ball, but just jammed him enough where they could only get the 1 out, but pretty good pitch by Cameron Lamb right there.
So 2 down now. Michael Wells steps in. Wells 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to right field and struck out. That's hit hard into left field. Base hit. Tripp's going to limit the damage.
Well, we've talked about it plenty of times. Wells is a veteran hitter, and he, in the big situations, comes through all the time, and got that first pitch sinker, got the head out there, and base hit to left field.
So Kraus moves down to second. Wells on first, and Jason Sloan steps in. And it looks as if Wells is coming out in a pinch runner.
Thornton for Wells, yeah. Too easy.
Sam Thornton.
Yes, Sam Thornton came in
last night. Yep.
Came in last night to play left field. He's coming in. You know, Michael Collins has put him out there in case Sloan hits a ball in the gap and going for the win. If Sloan can hit a ball in the gap here, there's a good chance that he'll score from first base. And as I mentioned, you know, they've got limited options on the bench, so, you know, burning someone here and there doesn't really make a difference to Collins because he's just going to go with the starting lineup anyway.
He's only got a couple guys off the bench, Perkins and Thornton. And Thornton's in as a pinch runner, so I assume he'll stay in DH in Wells' spot. As Jason Sloan comes up in a big opportunity with Canberra's bats awakening. 2 men on, 2 outs. First pitch from Lamb is a ball. Canberra got back into this with a home run by Jeremy Barnes to make it 2-1.
Ball 2.
Second pitch also misses, so quick 2-0 count on Sloan.
Yeah, I imagine him to be digging in and having a pretty good swing right here. 2-0. He's seen two pitches. He should have a good idea what's coming, and he'll be coming out trying to hit at least a double here to score 2 runs.
Lamb checks the runners, comes in, ground ball, tough play. Wong, can he make it? Yes, he did. Joey Wong, tremendous play to end the Canberra threat.
Yeah, fantastic play. Jason Sloan, not the quickest of guys, get down to first base, and Wong had to get around that ball. One hop, Kennelly at first base, and he made a good stretch.
Well, the score is now 2-1 thanks to that big home run from Jeremy Barnes. There's the home run from Barnes that tied, or that made the score 2-1. And as the Canberra bench, you can see, fired up about their club climbing back into it. The 7th inning stretch is in full effect. But Perth will have a chance as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th. It's 2-1. Perth still lead.
Crucial time of this ball game at the moment. It's 2-1 in favour of the Heat. Brian Baker, you did an outstanding job. 96 pitches. You gave up just 2 hits. One was a bomb. We know that, but you must be pretty happy about the way things went.
Yeah, we had a great defense today. There's a couple of pitches I got away with, but we made some good plays on. So I feel like it was an all-around team effort. I'm not just going to say it was just me, but yeah, I give it the bomb there a little bit at the end. But you know, we're still in this game right now. So
yeah, certainly are. Just the opening pitch there was a ball, so we've got no problems there. It's right now it's about defense for you guys, isn't it? Protecting that lead.
Yeah, I mean, these are the 2 best teams in the league right now. You know, each team can definitely play, so we just want to keep them off the base pass, play good defense, don't throw it around, you know, don't make any errors, and hopefully we're going to score a couple more runs right here and get a little cushion before this 8th and 9th inning.
I'll let you get back to it, and we'll go back up to Ed and Dave Nielsen.
Thank you, Russ Barwick with Brian Baker. Adamson, the batter for Perth. Lyman, the pitcher, nearly hit him with that one. No one's been hit tonight. 5 we saw last night. Here's the Westpac replay.
Well, again, he just tried to elevate a fastball 0-2 pitch and just pulled a little bit, got inside. Pretty good purpose pitch.
I like that purpose pitch. Serving a purpose. 2-1 Perth. Bottom of 7. Good pitch. Strikes out Adamson. Lyman comes back, gets a strikeout. That's 2 in a row.
Yeah, and that's what it does. You know, you just move them hitters' eyes. It's a lot harder to really lock in on a ball after you've had a ball up and in, it's near your eyes. It really takes a lot of practice and experience to learn that skill.
Lyman made it as far as AAA ball in the United States. Drafted by the Braves, as I mentioned, way back in '05 in the second round. Here's Wong now. Double in a single as well as a sacrifice tonight. Continuing his torrid streak. Won the game last night with that hit in the 14th inning. So that home run by Barnes really changed things, sailing along 2-zip as psychologically now 2-1. Makes it a lot closer, and there we go. No sooner do I say it, David, than we see a hit by pitch.
And again, it was a breaking ball. It wasn't a fastball. It looked like maybe a changeup he tried to throw. So I think everyone in the Perth Heat dugout will be extremely happy with that. You know, they got their guy on first base, and
yeah, you got Joey Wong on first base with Tim Kennelly coming up. That's a gift, really.
Yeah, no doubt.
Christmas was, what, a couple of months ago. That's a real gift for Perth Heat. 1 out.
And again, given Wong's speed, I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking to steal a base here, depending on how good Lyman is and how quick he is to the plate.
Kennelly 2 for 2 tonight. Sends that one skyward. Out to that picnic area again. And a couple of mad scrambles out there in that grass area. Perth bench getting into it.
Wait.
Lyman's pitch to Kennelly. Nope, goes to first. Throw was in the dirt. Sloan managed to block it.
Yeah, Wong's got a pretty good lead over there. Looks pretty comfortable, so I don't know whether it's a one-way lead and he's just thinking back the whole time, but he seems to be reading Lyman pretty easy.
4 ready, please, guys.
Wong, of course, the MVP of the All-Star game, and maybe making a case here tonight.
Right.
MVP of the series, potentially. There's his lead. You can see Lyman comes to the plate. Hit hard. Going back. Not going to be far enough. And the play is made by Mike Krause. 2 down.
Yeah, as you were saying, Wong's had a pretty good series. I think he's 4 for 9 so far. Had the big hit last night. Had a double last time up. And, you know, just played superb defense for the position of shortstop. Really held the whole Perth defense together.
Hard to tell when the ball from our position when it's hit. It looked to me like that was going to travel farther than it did. But Krause makes the easy plays.
Well, I think
Tripp steps in.
And I think also what that Jeremy Barnes home run does, it puts everyone on notice. You know, because we thought the ball wasn't going to go anywhere, but as the flags are showing us, this game's totally opened up now. Home runs are back in play. One swing, one pitch can turn a game around.
4-1.
It's a good pitch from Lyman, but it's low. Ball 1 as Brandon Tripp comes to the plate.
You know, and Tripp's hitting, he's hit a couple balls pretty good to center field. I'm sure he would have been wishing that the wind wasn't blowing his hitter. But as you can see, he's got a big open stance. And a lot of times hitters do that. They start out by doing it so they can see better. But I think with Tripp, he does it's more of a timing mechanism. You know, just to time off the pitcher's delivery and helps him see with both eyes.
Count is 1-1 after a big swing and a miss from Tripp. Joey Wong on first. That's fouled away. So 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Now, Wong got hit in the hamstring by that pitch, and I've seen him stretching it in between pitches, and it's
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hopefully he's okay. I'm going to say that if his leg is okay, he's going to be running this pitch. 2 strikes on Tripp. There's nothing to lose. Even if he does get thrown out, Tripp leads off next inning. It's not a bad thing. So look for Wong to be running here.
There's your shot. Let's see if he takes off. No. That's hit hard, but again is playable. And it's a long out. Krause again makes the put out, 2 in a row for Mike Krause. So no runs. We head to the 8th. Still 2-1. Welcome back to the BB Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips. You're looking at Warwick Saupold, the new pitcher for the Perth Heat. He's been a real mainstay for this club. His 4th season with the Heat. You can see a 4.91 ERA, 0-1 record, mostly in relief, 7 strikeouts and 6 walks. In fact, I think probably all in relief. But he has been a real star here. ABL Pitcher of the Year award he's won, and he's just a tremendous pitcher for this Perth Heat team.
Yeah, before the game, I was down there speaking to Graham Lloyd about their pitching staff, and he spoke about Warwick Saupold, and he said if they get the lead, they're going to be bringing him in. He's been real impressed with the way he's been throwing, even though the numbers may not look good. He's come back after Christmas, worked his way back into shape, and you know, Graham seemed pretty excited about the way he was throwing the ball.
Pitch for the Erie Tigers, AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. It was 7-6 last year, 3.28 ERA for that club. So he's on in the top of the 8th in a 2-1 game, and he'll face Aaron Sloan, John Birdie, and Ben Warner. There is Graham Lloyd having a drink of water.
Yeah, I'm sure if you would have said to Graham before the game, we'll give you a 1-run lead going into the 8th with Saupold on the mound, I'm pretty sure he'd take that every day.
Here's Aaron Sloan, 0 for 2 tonight. And Warwick Saupold. Ground ball in the hole, nice play, but it's going to be tough. Got him! What a play! Wong to Kennelly.
And there's Wong again. You know, we talk about his bat being 4 for 9 hitting, but I've been as impressed, if not more impressed with his glove. He's made plenty of double plays, plenty of great balls coming in, and that one, that's probably the best play. Deep in the hole, through with his momentum going away, kept the ball down, and a great stretch at first base by Kennelly to top the play off.
Man, Kennelly looked like an ice hockey goalie making that incredible stretch. Great stuff. Ben Warner steps in with 1 out. That is a tremendous play by Joey Wong. John Birdie stepping in now.
1 ball. Right.
Warner on deck, of course. Strike, 1-1.
Yeah, nice pitch fastball inside. Really establishing that inside corner.
Ball 2.
2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3.
Misses outside.
3-1.
Here's the Westpac replay again of that beautiful play by Wong. And look at the stretch by Kennelly.
Yeah, good baseball all around there. Great defense.
Swing and a miss by Birdie. So Saupold fights back to 3-2.
Got the tying run at the plate. He's got a 3-1 pitch. And he has enough confidence to throw a little cut fastball, you know, almost like a slider. As a hitter, that really gives you no chance.
Ball 4.
That miss.
Just couldn't back it up with another strike.
No, that's right. And Birdie has earned a walk. So tying run on first base.
Yeah, tried to throw the same pitch again. Had confidence on a 3-1, but just yanked it a little bit there and got the tying run on first base now.
Well, if Ben Warner wants to get a big hit, now's the time to do it. He's 0 for 7 last night, 0 for 10 in the series so far. 1 out man on first. A little miscommunication maybe here as D. San Miguel runs out to have a word with Saupold, get something straight. Barbagallo Ballpark in Perth as the Heat try and win Game 2 and win the ABL Championship Series.
Hey!
Warner fouls that away.
Still hasn't really swung the bat very good at all since he's been over here in Perth, and obviously playing good defense, but if there was ever a time for him to get his hit, now would be that time. Got a big hole between first and second base. I think that's what he's trying to do on that pitch there, just try to shoot it between there, and either way, they need to get that run and score in position.
Ball one.
That's high, so 1-1 to Ben Warner. That's Warwick Southpole on the mound for Perth. And John Birdie on first. There he goes.
Yeah, hit and
Warner
run.
fouls it away. Good call, Dave.
Yeah, Michael Collins trying to get that guy in motion, at least guaranteeing on a ground ball they get that tying run in second base. Give Frawley a chance to drive in a win run, tying run, I mean.
Do you do it now with the count 1 and 2? Or is
No,
it
I
too
think
dangerous?
I think it's too hard. It's too hard on the hitter with 2 strikes to execute that. So 1-1's a good count. But I don't think it's going to stop Birdie running. You know, DeSan Miguel obviously throw the ball really good, but
Great pitch.
great curveball. But also with that, it was a slide step, which does 2 things. It stops the runner from running because he doesn't have much time to go on, but also speeds the whole motion up for the hitter. So that was great pitching all around.
Warner had no chance on that one, so 2 outs. Man still on first. Casey Frawley steps in. He is 0 for 3 tonight, shortstop.
Ball one.
High fastball misses. No balls and 1 strike. Perth theoretically 4 outs away from winning the ABL title.
I think right now they're just worried about one hitter.
Yeah, of course.
Fly ball.
It's popped up. It's fouled out of play. You tell the difference between an announcer and guys who are actually playing the game. You're right. They're thinking about one batter. I'm thinking about the big picture.
Well, I'm sure in the dugout, you know, some people are thinking that. They're probably definitely not talking about it to each other, but you know, in the back of their mind, you know, they know what the countdown is to the 9th inning. But you know, right now, there's only one thing they're focused on, is getting this hitter out and getting back in the dugout, trying to get some more runs.
Hey.
There's Southpole, Birdie in the background. Keeping him honest. One and 1 on Frawley, 2 outs. There he goes. Got a good jump, strike, throw, high. Birdie's in with a stolen base.
Yeah, looked like a little bit of a cut fastball again, and DeSan Miguel did a pretty good job. Just didn't get the right grip on it and just overthrew the ball a little bit high. You can see out of his hand, just gets under a little bit. But you got to give credit to Birdie. Got a great jump, stole the base. You know, now we got the tying run in scoring position.
Birdie, of course, led the league in stolen bases, and there comes Southpole, ending the threat with a strikeout. So no runs for Perth, and we will take a break, but boy, there was a nice play by Joey Wong. We'll have a look at it here. Deep in the hole, great stretch by Kennelly. That's a great play. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 2-1. Welcome back to Barbagallo Ballpark in Perth, headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. There's some kids running across the outfield, which they let them do between the middle of the 8th inning, which is fantastic stuff. As we've said, great community thing here. Don't forget, for your season pass for 2014, head to MLB.tv, the only place where you can see every game live. Even my Seattle Mariners, Dave, I get to see them live every week.
MLB TV is a great viewing if you love baseball, which we all do around here. But again, I've noticed the crowd's woken up again.
Yes.
You know, the crowd's woken up. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Luke Hughes hitting. He's still waiting for that one big hit for the series. But, you know, you can see they're just waiting for this countdown.
So Perth 2-1 lead. Lyman continues on the mound. That's hit again towards Krause in center field. He's back. Has to actually work a little bit this time, but makes it. And that's his 3rd consecutive putout.
Yeah, ball hit pretty good. Just didn't get up high enough. Luke Hughes, he'll be real happy with that swing.
Yep.
You see right there, just didn't get it up high enough.
He's out on the warning track.
That's a pretty good hit. That's a pretty good drive out there.
There's Krause. He's been busy, as I said. That's the 3rd consecutive putout he's made out there. Hughes heads to the benches. Matt Kennelly steps in here in the 8th. 2-1.
Ball 1.
Feigns a bunt. Takes a ball.
As I said, Kennelly's been swinging the bat probably the best of anyone between the two teams here. We'll see if he takes a shot at maybe popping one out.
Ball 2.
2 for 3 tonight. He's also scored a run.
Yeah, he's got 2-0. He knows a fastball is going to be coming. And when you are swinging the bat that good, just you try to do a little bit too much sometimes. But if there's ever a situation where you can try to get the barrel of the bat out, this is it. Fastball's coming. He's going to let it go.
Ball 3.
And missed by a mile, so 3-0 here for Lyman.
Yeah, I think he's going to be swinging 3-0 too.
Do you?
Yeah, I definitely do. You know, again, if I was managing, I'd be encouraging him to swing it. He's swinging the bat really well, making good, solid contact. Again, a fastball's going to be coming. Have a shot at it.
Well, let's see what happens. He's taken all the way.
I wanted to see him swing.
So did I.
You know, you don't have too many periods like that throughout your career or through a season where you're squaring that many balls up, and you need to take advantage of it and identify it when you are swinging the bat that well.
3-1 pitch is high, so Kennelly draws the walk, heads down to first base, and here comes D. San Miguel. Ned Wyatt, Dave Nielsen with you. Of course, we see Lyman here. Canberra, at this point, really, it's all hands to the pump, isn't it? They got to bring somebody in from the bullpen. They got to burn it all. Tonight's do or die tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a real simple situation for them. They've just got to get the hitters out, try to get back and score some runs. You know, they're fighting for their season right now. They got 3 outs left. Try to tie the game up. And here's D. San Miguel again. You know, last time up he had that big hit, as I told you. You know, he's a veteran guy and, you know, paying attention to the way they've been pitching him. His first time up, he hit a curveball to third base, a little bit out in front like I talked about in the follow-up. And then second time up, they threw him some curveballs. Third time up, comes up with the infield in, going third base. What does he do? Looks for the curveball, gets it, base hit to right field.
There's Jeff Lyman. He's been doing a good job of limiting the damage. We'll talk about Perth shortly because they got a southpaw going in the 9th, but see what they do after that. With
Ball 1.
He's more of a closer. I don't know how many innings he'll go. We'll wait and see. But Lyman is the man right now facing off against D. San Miguel. The count is 1 ball in 2 strikes.
Time.
And a broken bat.
You're not really sure what happened there.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a broken bat. I think
it's a strike.
I think he just swung through it, and the ball just cut on Jack Murphy a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It just cut on him a little bit, hit him on the thumb, and you know, startled D. San Miguel a little bit too. So, you know, that can happen as a catcher. May have even been a little cross up there. You know, maybe Murphy called for a little bit of different movement on the fastball, but either way, that little mishap may bring in another run. You know, we got one of the Kennelly's second base. Sam's batting. That could end up being a big play here.
So 2 outs. Sam Kennelly is the batter. Perth would love another run with Matt Kennelly down at second, in scoring position if his brother can deliver. Swing and a miss. Canberra in the 9th will bring up Barnes, will lead it off, the man who hit the home run, Murphy and Krause. So some big hitters for Cavalry in the top of the 9th. Lyman, Kennelly, swing and a miss, got him. And we are done with the 8th inning. We're headed to the 9th. Canberra, last chance to save this series. It's 2-1. Perth leads. Back after this. Welcome back to Barbagallo, top of the 9th inning. Canberra coming to bat. Last time, Jeremy Barnes batted. This is what happened. Home run over the left center field fence to cut the lead to 2-1. And chase Brian Baker from the game. And wouldn't you know it, Dave Nielsen, Jeremy Barnes is going to lead off this inning.
Yeah, well, Warwick Supple definitely has his work cut out for him. He's got Jeremy Barnes, Jack Murphy, and also Michael Krause. But as I talked about earlier, Warwick Supple, Graham Lloyd, the pitching coach for the Perth Heat, he knew that he was going to be using him in the closer role. I think Cameron Lamb and Brandon Wise, they've had all the saves so far this year, and Supple hasn't had one. But what it shows me is they're in their 4th consecutive ABL Championship series. To be in that, you have to have some really good planning. And here's a guy that's come back after Christmas. Graham knew exactly what his role was going to be, regardless of what the statistics show. Graham knows what he wants to do. He's got him out there on the hill. They got a chance to win the ABL Championship.
And he started it with a strike. There's a little roller fouled on the first baseline, so immediately South pulled ahead with 2 quick strikes.
Yeah, 0-2. He needs to make a good pitch 0-2, then put him away 1-2.
Swing and a miss, the dangerous Barnes. He's retired.
Down to 2 more batters. Here comes Jack Murphy, and Jack's been locked in the whole series. They've walked him a lot of times, and the one time they didn't walk him, he hit a triple down the right field line. So again, the first thing I look at is the flags. They're blowing a little bit, but not much. Supple's a fastball pitcher. Expect Jack to be swinging the bat.
1 home run, of course, ties it. That's a good pitch. Strike 1 on Murphy. Crowd riding every pitch now here at Barbagallo. Ground foul. Murphy again, frustrated with himself.
Yeah, Supple's just throwing nothing but strikes, but he needs to be careful here 0-2. Again, I talked about a purpose pitch. You make a purpose pitch 0-2, and then you try to put him away 1-2.
That's a good pitch on 0-2, just to see if you get Murphy to bite, but he doesn't.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Going to the breaking ball.
Ball 2.
Ooh, look pretty good. Again, December made it look good. It obviously a little bit outside, but a good take by Jack Murphy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. In retrospect, it was outside. Here's the 2-2 pitch now. Murphy steps out. Maybe just a little theater, building the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to throw him a fastball. I mean, I don't know. I'm not back there to catch a nose, but I think they're just going to stick with a breaking ball. No, there it is.
Great pitch.
Again, if I was Murphy, I'd be looking for the breaking ball, and then just throws him on a fastball away. Great pitching Obviously, D-Sam McGrail has a real good feel for it back there behind the dish.
Great pitch by Southpaw there on a Westpac replay. He struck out the first 2 batters. And here comes Krause.
And you can see Jack Murphy walking off. He was sitting all over a break ball, waiting for it to come in. Wasn't even thinking fastball.
Perth Heat now 1 out away from a 3rd ABL championship. That's hit well, but it's not going to go anywhere. Barber makes the play. It's all over. The Perth Heat are your ABL champions. Look at the scenes. What a job by Warwick Southpaw closing this thing out. And the Perth Heat have done it.
Yeah, that's a great performance by Warwick Southpaw. Graham Lloyd knew exactly what he was doing. Comes in, dominated that last inning, went through the heart of the order. The big boys of the Canberra lineup did it easy. 3rd time in 4 years, Perth Heat are the ABL champions.
And we've talked about what a dominant team they've been, what a great club this is out here, great fans, great players, great coaches. This is a tremendous, tremendous result for Perth. You can see the final out here, Barber catching that in right field. Look at the joy on the face of these guys, David.
Yeah, they've worked hard. They've worked for a long time for this moment. And the thing that's so impressive about this Perth Heat organization is that the average age of the team is about 26, 27. You know, this is a real dynasty in the making. If the players can stay motivated and they keep coming back, they're developing young players. We talk about, you know, the 3rd baseman, and they got so many young guys coming through. You know, this could be going on for a few more years yet.
And the crowd getting into it. The Kennellys. There's Steve Fish, the manager.
Yeah, it's a real rewarding moment for everyone that's had any sort of role.
Perth Heat win the Be the Influence ABL Championship Series presented by ConocoPhillips 2-1. Great pitching by Brian Baker, timely hitting, and then great closing effort by Warwick Southpaw in those last 2 innings. Just tremendous. As you predicted, as you said after talking to Graham Lloyd, it's great to see somebody deliver when you know they're being counted on.
Yeah, no doubt. Very rewarding moment for all the coaching staff. You know, they have a lot of faith. You speak to Steve Fish, he says he has a lot of faith. And again, he's got some good talent there on the bench. And, you know, a great result.
Let's go down to Russ Barwick. He's got, I believe, George Barber.
Yeah, I got George Barber with me. And if you had that fairy tale finish you take in the final catch, probably what the boyhood dream is all about, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, man, that was wonderful. Exhilarating. It's everything. I've never won a championship, and to catch that final out and run here with my teammates is amazing, man.
And I noticed that you were probably either on the bottom or second to bottom, and when you got up, all you said is, "Where's the ball?"
Yeah. Fish, he's like, "Did you lose the ball?" And I was like, "Yeah." It was hectic, so when I ran in, I threw my glove and I lost it, so after I was trying to look for it. And
I got to say, at some stage there was this tense moment, and I mean, Canberra really came at you in those last couple of innings.
They did. I mean, they fought really well, but hats goes off to our pitching staff, man. They pitched amazing these past 2 games, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in the game. But they fought, and we were able to counter and come away with the win.
Well, you lost the one last year that you probably wanted. You got it back this year, so all is well in Perth again.
Oh, it's amazing. Thank you for the fans and everyone. It's been amazing. We brought the Classic Shield back home, and that's what all matters.
Good on you, George. Well done.
Thank you.
There he is, George Barber. Ed, terrific way to end it. And as I said, all kids growing up always want to catch that last out to make it the winning out.
Absolutely right. Thank you, Russ Barwick. George Barber saying first title he's ever won. And that's another great thing about this league, isn't it? You come over and play a little winter ball if you're from the States. Opportunity to win a championship.
Yeah, what a special moment for him. You know, a lot of times you get imports from America and you assume that they're been part of championships before, but that's a great reminder that you can play 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years professionally and never have a championship. So great reward for his perseverance. Well,
one of the stories today, of course, or tonight, Dave, was Brian Baker, the 31-year-old American who joined Perth late after their superstar Mike Ekstrom took off, and Baker was just absolutely tremendous. He only gave up 2 hits. Of course, one of those hits was a home run. We're going to look at some of Baker's work here. 6 innings pitched, 6.1, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 strikeouts, but it was really just about being dominant.
Yeah, he was dominant, and you know, when you see his interview after the game with Russell, even he admits there was times he wasn't where he wanted to be, there was times he's a little bit off, but he has that big, heavy, over-the-top sinker that it just caused havoc all night for the Canberra hitters. They had no answer for it, and you know, 2 hits over 6.1 innings, that's pretty solid.
It certainly is, but one of the men responsible for that work from Brian Baker is pitching coach Graham Lloyd. He is with Russ Barwick.
Yeah, it was an outstanding performance from the bullpen, not only tonight, but certainly yesterday, Graham, when they went 14 innings. You must have had some thoughts last night going to bed saying, how am I going to manage this bullpen?
Oh, it was amazing last night, really, to come in through all those shutout innings for us. You know, Orioles did a great job too as a starter, and tonight we had another backup by Brian Baker who did a magnificent job and only gave up 1 hit, I think, or 2 with that home run. But you know, we had Warwick and Lammy finish it off for us, but I couldn't ask for the pitchers to do much more. They were great out there.
And the boys upstairs were saying that Ekstrom brought in Brian when he left the club, so it was, I suppose there's a shout out to him as well.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, we had Ekstrom here. He was an amazing pitcher, had some amazing stats, so more like video stats. But he said, I've got a guy that can replace me, and we said if he's going to be ready to pitch, bring him on out. So we were very lucky to get Mr. Baker.
What's more stressful, throwing the ball or watching others throw the ball?
Oh, it kills me. Yeah, no, it's such a different feeling. You don't, you know, the guys, you know, like I said, they're the ones doing it out there. We're just here watching. But yeah, my heart's beating a bit quicker right now.
Well, as I said to George a minute or 2 ago, you lost the one you probably should have won last year, but you got it back this time around.
Yeah, it's a sweet feeling.
Good on you. Well done. Graham Lloyd, boys, one of the key implements in this particular lineup, and right across the board, they've been dominant all year, and it's no surprise that they're the Claxton Shield winners.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Russ Barwick. Really appreciate it. Graham Lloyd, your old mate there. We're going to take a break. More, of course, from Barbagallo Ballpark, where the Perth Heat are the ABL champions after winning Game 2, 2-1 over the Canberra Cavalry. Stick around. Back with the celebrations after this.